Day 18, meal number 4. So we're here, we're getting ready to practice our play for our the Little Bird Nest, Day in the Life of the Little Bird Nest that's coming up this weekend. Everybody's getting ready. We got Savannah over here stretching out. Abby and Keely and Savannah are working on the lighting. So I'm getting in a quick meal here. The fastest food in the history of fast food, aside from nuts that fell from a tree that we gathered and kept in baskets that we made ourselves caveman style, or those glass jars in the kitchen. The next best thing is this bowl of, yes, you heard it here first for the 100th time, soup, fastest meal ever going. So the soup is amazingly sustaining. I have to tell you, I feel it's just so amazingly satisfying. I'm just not hungry. I'm not getting hungry at all. And so this is the fourth meal, the fourth cup of soup. Now in the earlier meal, I kind of beefed it up a little bit with some, little bit of hummus, right? I had that little piece of feta cheese and feeling really, really good. You know, I intended to have some of those nuts at every meal, and I just haven't really needed them. So I'm trying to follow what my body's asking for. And I talk about this a lot. Now listen, if at any point you're feeling like the message is tedious, what I want to say is good. The only thing more tedious is the old messages that were coming from who knows where. Maybe it's just history, it's the momentum we practiced. The old messages lead to us making decisions by accident instead of on purpose, and many of those decisions have led, for me and for you and for many, to some very interesting forms of communication from our body. So when we eat too much sugar because the old message is, involve listening to commercials and Frosted Flakes, and it's great, and Coca-Cola and Lay's potato chips, you can't eat only one, and all these old messages, those never got tedious, did they? Not a single time, right? Because all the fat and the sugar, the hydrogenated soybean oil, the high fructose corn syrup, it satisfies this little place in our brain. I'm telling you, that place in our brain that's satisfied by both the message, the anticipation, the build-up, and then finally that little bit of payoff is a tiny part of our brain and a tiny part of our whole existence. So that never seems tedious, does it? That whole bag of potato chips. My message over time has been 18 days now, at least 4 meals a day. Let's multiply that out. It's a lot, right? It's a lot of messages that wrap around one simple message. Using food as our medicine and joyously embracing food and listening to our body as a means of being connected with our deepest self and everything all around us, including people and all plant life and all living things. That consistent message, if that becomes a little tedious, good. I mean, it doesn't have there's nobody who's advertising that. What is there to gain? I mean, you could buy my soup product. It's like hardly anything at all, big deal. It's like around here, we offer the things we offer because it's a matter of convenience for our friends. We actually make a living teaching classes and creating experiences for people that they show up to. All this kind of stuff we do mainly for fun because it's a good cause, because we like to share what we know and we like to help people. It's not like we're going to be able to scale this at a fantastic level and get you to buy 1 billion bags of potato chips that will kill you. I mean, a can of Coca-Cola, they don't put on there very likely to lead to diabetes and very likely to lead to figuring out how to walk on one foot. I mean, you realize that's one of the very tedious outcomes that, unfortunately, I know some people watching that they're trying to correct things when it's gone really far. Like, amputation of your foot. And even if that's the case for you, I'm telling you, you can still make a bird nest. You can still hold the pain and suffering that you've experienced, and you have a lot of life to live on that one extra foot that you have, and you're so lucky you have that one foot. I'm physically a little messed up in some interesting ways. I had my knee replaced. I tore the pec off the attachment on my chest in a freak jiu-jitsu accident. Completely destroyed my shoulder. Surgery, 3 hours later, they're like, we need 2 more surgeries. They put me back together as best they could and said they couldn't do anything. I never got the 2nd or 3rd surgery. Tear in the labrum of my hip that I explained to you. I never got the surgery for that. But I tell you what, I have never felt better. I am doing amazingly well. And certainly I'm respecting my limits. I'm paying attention to what my body has to say. And watch, these guys are stretching out over here. I'm not even really sure what they're doing, but they're laughing. I don't think they're laughing at me in particular. I'm like all messed up, right? But in my mind, I'm perfectly fine. I'm doing really good with like all the rest. Most of my body is working amazingly well. I'm so grateful, So no matter your condition, and no matter if you're feeling 18 days later that this message is tedious, stick with the plan. Listening to our bodies works. Providing our body what it actually wants and needs works. All right. Meal number 4 is an amazing bowl of soup. We're going to get to our rehearsal. And I will look forward to talking with you probably tomorrow. This is the 4th video of the day. Later, I'll have my snacks all mapped out. Tonight, it's very likely going to be some yogurt with some nuts. I'm going to increase a little bit of fruit, so a couple pieces of the dried pineapple, because the enzymes in it, a little bit of blueberry, a little bit of raspberry, a couple of strawberries. So just a tiny amount, because I want the nutrients. And my smaller portions that I'm experimenting with are working very, very well for me. I'm not saying that you need to reduce your portion size. I'm joyfully playing with portion size in a life-giving way. I'm not depriving myself. I can eat that whole bowl of soup out there if I want to, no problem. I have a giant salad ready to go. I've got chicken salad, I've got tuna, I've got salmon, if I get hungry, there's no lack of anything. That's very, very important in this process, that you give yourself permission to really live an abundant, healthy life. All right, I'll see you in the morning.